Kevin is the best character in the UAF era of Ben 10. I don't know if this is a hot take or not, since most fans seem to love Kevin. And don't get me wrong, I love Ben as much as the next guy, but I think he's too inconsistent after the first 2 seasons of Alien Force. Kevin, pretty solid all the way through. His powers are more nuanced. He can now absorb matter, where he used to just absorb energy in the previous show. I didn't love this change at first, but I think it's a nice metaphor for who he is. Hear me out on this. Like, on the outside, he's a rough, hardened criminal, but on the inside, he's a good dude that just needed a second chance. He's also really funny. I think he gets the most laughs out of any character. A lot of it is how much he loves his car, and then his car just exploding. I was also on the fence about his budding romance with Gwen, but they're both written so well that I think it makes a lot of sense. Gwen is this smart, privileged, prodigy type character, and Kevin is a complex bad boy who wants to be better. Could it be any more obvious? Anyway, today we're looking at Kevin's big score. This is early days of Kevin being on Team Tennyson. He's trying to help the team in his own crook way. He sells the rust bucket to get a hollow viewer for Ben. It's a little frustrating that he didn't just communicate with Ben and Gwen. Like, use your words, Big Kev. Anyway, we do see that Ben and Gwen actually do trust Kevin, and now they're good friends. It's the action cartoon way to show team building, I guess. This episode also introduces Argit, a character that is very important later down the line, and Big Chill, a fan-favorite alien transformation. This episode has some fun action and some horrifying visuals, like Kevin endlessly absorbing Titanite or Volcanus in a diaper. I'd say this episode is important for Kevin's development, if nothing else, but it is frustrating at times. Let's get into it. I do think Kevin is the best character in Alien Force. What do you think, Steven?
Oh, the best. That's a tough one.
I know, but
I do think
true.
he has some of the coolest story arcs.
Yeah.
His whole mismatch story arc is really good. His Ultimate Alien story arc is really good. I like him, yeah. I don't know if he's the best, because I'm a big Ben 10 fan.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just Ben overall. I do like him over Gwen, even though they beefed up Gwen this season too.
Sure.
This series. Yeah, solid. Second place for me.
I just think that because he's more dynamic, he's more interesting. Like, Ben is great, and I love Ben, obviously, and he's learning to be a hero. He's very likable.
Yeah, but
obviously.
he is just Ben. There's not a lot of growth when it comes to Ben.
And he's when we talk about power sets, whatever, he's got the power set beating Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
But Kevin in these first couple episodes is like a powerhouse. Like, he's picking up giant boulders and throwing them.
He's got know-how, too. He's got a lot of knowledge for the team that Ben and Gwen need when it comes to alien tech and stuff like that.
I think I just prefer the darker characters.
Yeah.
So having him be like an ex-con, and he's working with the good guys, and
something about this episode really makes me mad, where he just doesn't straight up tell them what's going on. I know he says like, you wouldn't listen to me, or you wouldn't believe me, or whatever. How about try? Put a little faith in your team. You know what I mean?
That's the same issue I had. And the next issue was that the hollow viewer that they find at the end doesn't mean a thing.
Doesn't mean a single thing. Grandpa Max says you need a team.
Yeah. Well, oh boy.
Ben's already on that. Look at our last episode. We're talking about Alan.
Alan's
and
already.
Ben, without even talking to Grandpa, was like, "Hey, we'll need to call on you later. There's some stuff happening."
So just those two elements, like, this feels like a little bit of a letdown of an episode.
It kind of makes you wonder too why they didn't flip flop these 2 episodes. You know, like why not do the Hollow and then do Alan? You know,
I think we needed at least an episode to have Kevin be established as like on their side and he's good and everything. And then we kind of like circle back, like, oh, is Kevin really up to something?
Yeah, that's a good point. I could see that.
But I do think the character stuff in this is good. I mean, obviously, if you look at it from the point of view of like Kevin is so, because we see Argit, right? And him and Argit don't get along because they keep burning each other.
Yeah.
And at least this part of the season, I think later, especially
honestly,
like
I'd be 100% believable that Argit's the one that burns Kevin every single time.
Yeah.
I feel like Kevin, even though he's kind of a shady guy, for the most part, he honors his deals, you know?
Yeah, and I think we see that with Volcanus. Like, Volcanus had gotten burned by him. He's like, well, I was the one holding the thing, or whatever.
Yeah.
But he got his ship blown up and everything, so now he's on Earth. And but no, Kevin, how does his powers work? We talked about his powers a little bit in the first episode.
Yeah, so he's an osmosian, so he absorbs different things and can take on their properties, their matter and whatnot. Is
it something where he absorbs and it like goes like his whole body becomes like stonework, or is it like it's like a shell?
Well, we see it a lot in the first few episodes that he only goes kind of up to his shoulders sometimes, but toward later on he'll just do full on body every time. I think it's easier for the animators too.
I agree.
I think it affects his whole DNA kind of thing.
Well, we see it later when it gets like chipped off. Like someone will hit him and it'll like pop off his face or whatever.
Yeah.
But you would sort of
that
suggest...
really doesn't make sense though, huh?
No, I mean, either way it doesn't really make... Because his powers in the first season were absorbing energy. And then like there's a very loose connection with energy in Ben's DNA.
Yeah.
Because the Omnitrix uses Omni energy, so I guess he absorbed the Omni energy. But absorbing like matter is something completely different. I guess it's just an evolution on his powers. I don't think it's a bad evolution.
No, it could be like as you grow older, your abilities as an Osmosian develop better. Yeah. It is weird though. Now I do remember that, and it's usually to show, oh, this person he's fighting is strong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like he chipped it off of. Mm-hmm. But we never see that when he goes into his mismatch story arc in like season 3, I believe.
Season 3.
So then it's like, why doesn't he ever get, like, he takes a beating in that one, but he never gets chipped. You know what I mean? Like, it's affected his DNA on a deeper level, but how do you go deeper than DNA, you know?
Good question. And he gets those powers like Absorbing Man, where he can kind of like make his hand into a big mace. Yeah. And like he can make his hand a big hammer or axe or whatever.
Which is cool.
Yeah, it's great. Especially for that type of a character. I like that sort of evolution, but it sort of feels samey. I don't know. Like just absorbing the concrete or whatever. Well, there's a I don't remember. I think it's X bit equals X plus 2 or whatever it is, the Alien X episode.
Yeah.
I think there's a part where he like absorbs rubber.
Yeah.
And so he like has different properties and he can jump higher or whatever.
Yeah, and he's like bouncing and stuff.
Yes. I would like to see more stuff like that where he's not just absorbing like steel or concrete each time. Maybe he was absorbing a rubber, or maybe he absorbed like some water or something, had like a liquid property.
He never does liquids, which would be really cool.
I could understand why.
Probably harder to maintain it too.
Yeah, he doesn't have like a goop energy or a goop projector thing, whatever it's called. But I don't know. I think they could have gotten really creative with this power set.
He could have like absorbed wood and shot out like vines and sticks.
That would have been dope.
That would have been cool.
He absorbs wood a couple times. Like I think even in his amalgam form, his legs are wood or something. Yeah.
We never see it though. I'm talking like in Naruto, they have wood style.
Yeah.
And they'll like shoot out planks and wood and stuff. It's really sick.
That sounds awesome. Kevin's powers, honestly, like even if he just absorbed like a gun, maybe he could shoot out lasers from his hands or something.
Or bullets.
Maybe not. They probably wouldn't have bullets in Ben 10, but laser guns.
He's got the thing on him. He got the blicky. Give Kevin the blicky.
And his power is energy, so he could just absorb like an energy core and become like almost like a NRG core. Yeah.
Atomics, if you will.
Yeah. So I think it's fine and it is good and it's memorable, obviously.
But it could have gone deeper.
Do you want to start talking about Kevin's big score?
Yeah. We can talk about it. So, basically, Kevin's being all shady the whole time. He's fixing up the rust bucket.
Yeah.
But it turns out it's so that he can trade the rust bucket for this hollow projector, which we've established complete waste of time.
Yeah.
You think Grandpa Max wants you to get that hollow projector by giving up the rust bucket?
I like how Ben says that in the episode. He goes, he stole an old man's home.
Yeah,
who steals an old man's home?
Dude, he was so upset too. You know what I mean?
That's another funny bit. They track, because Kevin loses it obviously, and they track it back to where Argent left it last, and it got stripped or whatever, and they can't find it. And Ben goes, "We're trying to stop an alien invasion. We can't like find an old man's RV."
Yeah, I will say Ben kind of gets on my nerves in this episode. He's so whiny. He's so annoying and angry. I'm like, Ben, can you shut up for 2 seconds? Can we do something like meaningful? Shut up. Just stop talking.
On the opposite side of that, Gwen is gagging for it.
Yes, dude. She wants that big meaty Kevin.
He got away.
Whoa. I mean, oh no.
We get Big Chill introduced.
Yeah.
I love Big Chill. He's such a goat, dude.
Especially in this episode, he gets like he goes intangible. He goes inside of Volcanus, and then parts freeze when he goes inside.
Oh my god,
so cool.
And then he's got that creepy smile sometimes when he's looking at Volcanus, and I'm like, you better put that away, son.
Yeah, I like how fire and ice have like this immortal, back and forth in Ben 10. Like, sometimes Heat Blast gets defeated by cold. Sometimes Big Chill gets defeated by fire. Volcanus can like shoot out fire or whatever. Like his gun has like a fire thing.
Yeah, he also splatted him, I think,
with like oil or something.
Yeah, kind of like Ghost Freak did, or they did the Ghost Freak back in the day.
Well, the rust bucket has a net that like wraps around Big Chill and it stops him from being intangible.
Yeah, that too. That made no sense.
Yeah, so we've got at least 2 ways to stop intangibility in the universe. Maybe the peanut butter wouldn't work on Big Chill. Maybe the net wouldn't work on Ghost Freak. I don't know.
Yeah. But, man, seeing Big Chill, he's got, like, the creepy, almost homeless look when he's got the cloak around him,
Homeless?
He looks a little homeless, does he not, dude?
I love Big Chill. One of his design is probably up there.
So sick.
If he's not my favorite, he's probably my second or third favorite alien, honestly, in this set.
Good. He's so good, man. And he's blue.
He's blue. He's very useful.
So useful.
If you're talking about power sets, like freezing and ghost abilities are obviously
top tier.
Top tier.
Like awesome. I love Ghost Freak.
Yeah.
No.
Big Freak.
I almost said Big Freak. I love Big Chill, dude. He's so cool. Big Chill, not the best name, I could admit.
None of them are very good. In Omniverse, he gets like a... Have you seen his Omniverse design? Mm-mm. He gets like this big chest. Like he gets way bulkier.
Aww.
And I think they kind of work off the name Big Chill. But
I'll be honest, a lot of the reworks in Omniverse I'm not a fan of.
I would agree. I think the classic aliens look fine most of the time.
Yeah.
The Alien Force era aliens usually look bad.
The originals, like Gravitac and...
Blocks.
No, not Blocks. Screw
like
him.
That's Shock Squatch or whatever.
Shock Squatch is cool. I like that he's like full-on Canadian, too.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Feedback.
Oh, Feedback's
like
great.
Those are sick designs. I really like those designs. But why'd you gotta mess up the ones from Alien Force? Why you gotta do my man Edel like that? That's the biggest crime.
I don't like either of those designs, I'll be honest.
No, I like the OG Edel.
I think they both look too... Like, the first one's too boring and robotic. The second one's too much of a bug.
Yeah.
There's no happy medium.
Oh, man, I love Edel. Someone online said that they like the pterodactyl guy better than...
Jet Ray?
Jet Ray, and I'm just like, I'm a Jet Ray hater, and I like Jet Ray better than this guy.
Astrodactyl?
Yeah.
I've never been an Astrodactyl fan.
No.
It just feels like... It's like
a pterodactyl with a jetpack. He can't fly on his own?
Yeah, he has like star energy inside of him or something, and I don't know. It just never really clicked with me.
Yeah.
But it's sort of like Fast Track and Accelerate, except for some people do prefer Astrodactyl over Jet Ray.
Yeah. I love Fast Track, though. But yeah, so we get Big Chill. We get Volcanus. Really funny. They kind of retcon. I hate using the word retcon just because of how many times me and you argued over it. But at the end, he gets kind of busted up, and it turns out this is a head with a baby.
Yeah.
He's got a diaper and everything. Like, have some self-respect. Why you got a diaper on? You're not an actual baby. You don't have to wear a diaper.
Well, I think in the original show, the Technor guy, he was like a full-grown man. Like he was.
Yeah, but then obviously he wasn't. He's got to be like Volcanus.
I don't know. Maybe Volcanus is special. Maybe he got like tricked or something and got turned into a baby.
What?
There's magic in this universe. It could happen.
Yeah. Why is he wearing a diaper though, dude?
Got to pee and poo. It's probably hard to take a suit off.
It looked pretty easy to get out of.
Well, because it was exploded.
Yeah, but I love Volcanus. I like that he's a reoccurring. He's a John DiMaggio.
Yeah, he's sort of. I'm glad they picked someone from Classic to kind of carry over into this couple series, and
he's got a great voice too. I love.
Oh, he does. DiMaggio. Yeah, he's very iconic, and he becomes very integral to the show later on. Like he's doing like half the alien. D. Bradley Baker does most of the aliens here, and John DiMaggio does the other half in like the Omniverse era.
So we also get Argit in this, another reoccurring guy, but I really can't stand Argit. Every time he's there, I just want someone to take a bullet to his head and just end him once and for all.
Jesus. Dude.
I really hate Argit, dude.
I like him better in this sort of a role where he's more scummy and we don't trust him. Mm-hmm. He name drops Octagon Vreedle, by the way.
I was going to bring that up. I totally forgot until you just brought it up. But he goes, yeah, Octagon Vreedle did this. And I was like, oh. I know him. Do I? Who is he again?
He's one of the Vreedle brothers.
Yeah. For some reason, he said Octagon Vreedle, and I knew the Vreedle brothers, but for some reason, the Octagon kept giving me Slicks Vigmar. You know?
Yeah, he's like, I think it's Rhomboid and Octagon.
Yeah.
But Argit is super strong. I know he kind of puts on a weaselly.
Mm-hmm. He's got his freaking spikes.
Yeah. Which Echo said he super glued them all to his head. What the hell?
Yeah, what? How long did that take?
Why? And how long would it take to get him out of there? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Speaking of, we get Echo in this, which we had already seen him before.
Yeah.
He gets this move. He calls it the Wall of Sound, which sounds super sick. That was totally an anime moment when they name their moves in the anime.
I wish they would have named more moves. Echo is really the only one.
They came up with 3 ultimate alien forms. You think they're naming moves for every alien?
Good point. That's a fair point.
They probably liked it, and then they were like, let's not set a precedent with that, because that's going to get annoying really fast.
I think Echo has other named moves, like Wall of Sound. He says Sonic Doom.
Oh, yeah, he does, doesn't
he? Another one.
Yeah. I think it's just any way that he can scream at the same time.
Yeah.
You know?
It's interesting to me that he's a silicon-based life form. Or I don't know silicon specifically. He's a not carbon-based life form.
Yeah.
And Argit's quills can affect him and put him to sleep.
Yeah, that was weird. That was kind of weird.
I also like Kevin goes, look out, and Gwen goes, don't warn him. But then he's talking about Gwen's like, you look out. But they both got hit with quills anyway. It doesn't matter.
Why doesn't Kevin go in there already like
yes, dude.
Suited up, you know? Like, what are you doing, Kevin? You dummy.
But no, Argent is very strong because in Omniverse we see him take down a corrupted Waybig with all his quills.
Really?
He shoots off every single bit of his hair and quills, and he's like a little naked man after, but he takes down a Waybig from
That's crazy.
I mean, he takes down, he puts him to sleep.
Yeah. Man,
Crazy.
I hate Argent so much, dude.
He like eats a rat in the very beginning. He like shoots it and eats it.
Ugh, yeah.
And it's like, that's a friendly fire, isn't it?
That's such a friendly fire. That could have been your auntie. Little Men in Black reference right there.
It's a good one.
It is. Love Men in Black.
Yeah, we get the little Volcanus miners.
Yeah, those are cool. I like them.
They're kind of like,
Yeah, they do a little chittering.
yeah, they have like laser things.
Yeah, they're like axe
Laser
picks
picks.
also have like little charges. It's like a little mini explosive every time they hit it, which is cool.
Pretty cool. We get
Great.
Tadenite introduced.
Yes,
It's
yes.
the only. He said it's like this is the only bit in this spiral of the Milky Way. Or whatever.
Yeah. And then Kevin can just turn into it. That's
Yeah.
sick.
He has
I
some
don't know
kinda
why
like-
Kevin hasn't thought of that before.
Yeah. No,
He doesn't have to be a broker for stuff. Absorb something valuable, make a bunch of it, cut it off of you.
I'm sure he could do diamond. We never seen
Yeah,
him absorb
easy,
a
dog.
diamond.
Why doesn't he absorb diamond? Even keep diamond in his pocket and
Yeah.
then like use it every now and then.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
he's not thinking big enough.
He's not. I would say Tadenite looks too similar to Diamond Head.
I thought it was diamond head crystals.
I did too when I was a kid.
Yeah,
And like, but I was like, they're Petrosapiens or Petrosapiens.
I think it's Tetris.
I think
no.
it's Petros. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I thought it was, because they say that's like really not worth anything.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
basically just because it's so plentiful. I guess
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
there's beings made out of it, you know.
Yeah.
But Tadenite's like a different thing, and color it gold. Just make it gold. We understand gold right away,
Do like just a yellow or something. You could do, well, that's gold.
Yeah.
You can do any color.
Yeah,
Why do
yeah.
you have to make it the same exact color as diamond head?
Make it
color?
like red or something, like a big ruby or
man,
something.
or like dark black or something, green
Something.
even, anything.
I like that Volcanus like makes Kevin absorb without his consent.
Yeah,
He's like, I can't stop absorbing. And he goes, I don't want you to.
yeah. It was kind of. I don't know. I was just like, oh, this is weird.
I like him hiding out in like a airplane junkyard kind of deal, and he's like
yeah.
got a little hideout because his ship got shot down by the plumbers.
You think he would have already had a new ship by now?
Yeah, I don't know.
He had a bunch of slaves at his command. They could build one easy.
Are they slaves? You think?
Oh, 100%. You think they want to work for Volcanus?
I don't know. Maybe he's like
Also,
a good
why do they got all
boss.
those pickaxes? Where are they mining in a junkyard?
He just likes miners.
Volcanus is just P. Diddy confirmed.
This Volcanus, why do you have all this baby oil
Yeah.
back here?
That is one thing. Shout out to the Discord. We had somebody. We had put out our Monster Rushmore, and they're like, "What's your favorite monster?" And someone said, "Can we put P Diddy?" And I said, "No, these are monsters we like."
Join the Discord, folks. It's in the link to the description and below.
Yeah, we like links, descriptions.
That's about all I got. Gwen doesn't have much to do. She's just. Oh, I like when
She's just simping for Kevin hard, dude.
she's simping big
Like,
hard.
Gwen, have some self-respect, lady.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He kept his dirty handkerchief.
I will say that is one grief I have with Gwen in this one because she's very independent in the first show.
Yeah.
And in this one, like half of her character is Kevin, like
Yeah.
yelling
Yeah.
that at Kevin all the time. You know,
Yeah.
she's just more than that. You know.
I like their dynamic in this episode at least, where
Yeah.
it's she gives give Kevin the benefit of the doubt, and
Yeah.
Ben does not.
And I'm also a hopeless romantic, so I love that side.
Sure,
But
sure.
sometimes it's a little thick. I'm like, Gwen, come on, you're a grown ass woman.
Did you like the?
You're only 15, but
She looked grown. Yeah.
yeah, they
she's-
all act and look grown, except for Ben.
Did you like the Gwevin, which is the ship name or whatever?
yeah.
Did you like all that stuff when you were a kid?
Yeah, I loved it. I thought, it was, like I said, I've always been a hopeless romantic. You know what I mean?
I think I didn't care for the romance when I was a kid, but I kind of grew into it.
I'm such a hopeless romantic. I stopped watching Smallville because of the will they won't they between Clark and Lana Lang in the first few
Dang.
seasons. Like it broke my heart every time they broke up. So I was like, I can't handle this roller coaster. I'm getting off.
The little old CW shows.
Yeah,
really.
dude.
That's all they had going for them, really.
I got rid of it. I said, kick this to the curb, dude. They dated off and on like 4 times in the first like 3.5
In
seasons.
Smallville?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I love Kristen Crook, I think is her name.
Hmm.
She ended up going into that live action Beauty and the Beast. Not the remake, but the one that was like a spin off. It was called like Beast or something like that.
Oh, like Beastly?
Beastly, yeah, that's what it was. And she was the one that was with the guy.
That's funny.
But I like her as an actress. She's pretty cool.
I do like Gwen and Kevin now, though, just because you think about it for a little bit. She's like kind of a privileged prodigy.
Yeah.
And Kevin is sort of someone who had to make himself.
It's like a
his
Prince
own
and the
man.
Pauper type thing. 2 different classes.
Yeah.
if you will.
Yeah. And that makes sense for her character and who she would, kind of go into.
Yeah.
And Kevin's a good dude. He's not like a bad guy
the
anymore.
thing. Kevin comes from nothing, but he wants to aspire to be something greater. Partly for himself, but also because he wants to be more for Gwen, which is, it's noble. Chivalry.
It's very sweet. He's like, I like the way Gwen looks at me. Or
yeah, when I do good, she give me smile, and I'm like, I'm big boy.
One of my favorite Ben and Kevin moments in this episode, because Volcanus goes, he's like, you don't even know what Kevin did to me. If you know what Kevin did to me, I'm the injured party here.
Yeah. And
as Big Chill, Ben goes, he's like, Kevin stole and he ran. That's Kevin.
Yeah, get over it.
I just love his, like, he's so, and like there's a funny moment where it's funny to me, unintentionally funny.
Yeah.
Kevin is like stuck there absorbing, and he's like, he's like absorbing forever. But Ben and Gwen show up, and he's like, if he didn't have us to help him or whatever, and Gwen's just sitting there.
Yeah.
But Big Chill phases in. It's like it should have just been Ben, and Gwen could have came in after.
Yeah.
It was just like Gwen was just there. She didn't need to be there.
She should have been like T-posing in the back.
Yeah.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, but that's a great line. That whole like Kevin stole and he ran. That's our boy. You know what I mean? Like and they keep giving him second chances, and he's just. Like, he's really,
Yeah.
And the whole reason he got into all this was because he wanted to help Ben in the first place.
Oh, absolutely.
Should have said something. I agree with you.
That's what I'm saying.
There's so many, like, old cartoon moments where it was like that, where it's like, if you just said something.
Dude, it's a TV trope to begin.
Yeah.
Any drama, any CW show,
Yeah.
half the season would have been solved if you just said something. How many freaking hallway talks does the Flash have? And they still can't talk it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's all you're doing is talking, essentially. We got like 2 or 3 action scenes. You better just talk it out.
Yeah.
I always have things.
So, but yeah, great episode. Really good. I mean, this whole first season's solid.
Yeah. It's called Kevin Big Score, but Kevin no big score.
He scored Gwen.
Oh.
That's the big score.
Oh, he scored friends and love.
And love. I'm telling you, when I was a kid, I had a massive crush on Gwen.
Yeah.
In Alien Force. I was like, baddie.
I
was only like 12 or 13, and I was like, there's only a 2-year difference. She could be my girlfriend.
My girl Gwen.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
They always made redheaded chicks the hottest chicks possible in cartoons.
Yeah. Or Shigo. She was black haired, but she was a baddie.
Well, Kim Possible was, I would say, better than.
I don't know, dog. I guess that's if you like the goth mommy or not. You know what I mean?
I prefer Kim, but she goes up there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, we'll keep heading the Alien Force train, heading on the Alien Force tracks. If you want to watch the rest of the series, it'll be on the left here. If you want to watch our Ben 10 playthrough, or first
Ben 10 Classic.
Ben 10 Classic playlist on the right. Subscribe in the middle, you know the drill.
We'll see you next time.